Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday's Lunch Lessons, How to Spot a Narcissist series. This is every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. I pop in here and coach you, love on you, support you, give you what you need. And so usually I take a topic and I talk about that topic, but there's a lot of shifts, S-H-I-F-T, S, a lot of shifts going on right now. And I want to talk about that. So there's a lot of things because I'm hearing it from my clients. It's all around. A lot of stuff is falling apart, or at least that's what it looks like. It looks like a lot of people are leaving your life, a lot of shedding, peeling. A lot of stuff is going away. A lot of people are going away, and it feels intense and it feels really painful. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, because in the midst of what I call, this is what I call it, peeling, shedding, and healing, right? It's going to show up that way. It's going to feel like it's super heavy. It's super, I'm just going to mute everybody for the background noise. Super heavy, super like, what's wrong with me? And this is exactly what my client was sharing with me today. She was like, what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong that all of these people are going and falling away? And then I have another client who's right now in what I view as a dark night of the soul, where she's like losing stuff. It looks like she's losing stuff, right? So let me touch on that for you. Because I know more than these two people are going through this right now. And it's because there's a lot of things happening energetically that what you've been asking for is showing up. Here's the bottom line. But let me just give it to you. Here's the bottom line. What you're asking for, what you've been asking for is showing up. In that, it never, I can promise you this, it never shows up in the way that we want it to show up or the way that we think it's going to show up. So what that means is there's going to be a lot of, dismantling. There's going to be a lot of things and people that go away. And sometimes that looks ugly, and that's very painful and it hurts, right? And with that, with those people, with those energies, with those things going away, it creates, number one, a spaciousness around you. Okay, because in order for the things that you want to come in, if your energy field, if your aura is cluttered with toxic people, with toxicity around you, it won't show up. It can't show up. How can it show up? Ask yourself that. How can what I'm asking for show up? If all around me is toxic people and this toxicity and this environment around me is in this way. So what the universe does is the universe goes, okay, so you're asking for this. So here's what has to happen. We got to get rid of this, and that. This is just how it goes. So here's an old story that I want to share with you. My husband, long time ago, he was asking for things. He was saying, I would like this versus this, but he had this. He kept asking for this. Well, and this was work related. Well, what happened was this started to dismantle, which means being let go from security, from a job, from steady income, that went away. And it didn't look pretty. It didn't look pretty at all. Here's what happened. What that did was it created space. When that went away, it created space for what he wanted to come in, which was freedom, time freedom, more money, right? Like all the things, because we were traveling to Florida a lot. We were doing things, and with a JOB, you can't do that. You got to put in your permission, slavery. So this had to go away in order for what he was asking for to come in. So when you're in these toxic relationships, when you're in this toxic environment and you're saying, I no longer want this anymore. I want healthy relationships. I want a healthy body. I want a healthy mind. I want healthy, fill in the blank. Well, then what you have right now currently has no other choice but to fade away. Does that make sense? So I'm just checking Facebook, seeing if there's comments or anything. So does that make sense that the old shit has to fade away in order for what you're asking for to show up? And I don't have an answer as to why it shows up the way it does. And the universe doesn't care, because the universe is just giving you what you want. So it's like, all right, this has to play out the way it plays out. And it's not, basically, it looks like crap, but the universe is going, but it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You just got to get through this to get to the other side. But it's going to be okay. 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 Let's just get through this, right? Because the universe can see the end result. And the end result is what you've been asking for. So while you're going through the breakups and the heartache and all of the things that are falling out of your life, people, places, things that are falling out of your life, the universe the whole time is going, it's okay, because the universe is looking at what you're asking for has already shown up. It's already there waiting for you, right? You just got to get through that. It's kind of like traffic jam, right? To get to your destination, and you get stuck in a traffic jam, right? Which it sucks. It's summer, it's hot, right? Maybe your AC doesn't work or whatever. And you're like stuck in traffic and you're like, I gotta get to my destination. And all the time, the universe is going, it's waiting for you, babe. It's there waiting for you. You just gotta get through this traffic jam. But I promise you, it's waiting for you. Okay, and so this is how it looks like. This is just the process. So breakups look like this. What you're asking for looks like this. I went through this in my business. I kept asking for consistency. I kept asking for things in my business. And what was showing up was crickets. No clients, no money, no consistency. In fact, 2 years ago, I was so behind on my car payment that when we pulled up, because I didn't tell my husband, when we pulled up, I was like, I hope my car's still there. And I was like right towards the end of finishing my car notes. And I was like, oh God, I hope my car is still there. Like, I hope they don't come and tow it, because I hadn't told my husband anything, because of course he would pay for it, but I didn't want him to pay for it. I wanted to do this on my own, right? Which in the end, everything that I was asking for showed up. But in the midst of it, getting to that point was icky, it was shitty. It was like, is this ever going to show up? Like, what the hell? Frustration came in, like worry came in, like all those things came in. But all the time, all the while, in the whole process of what I'm sharing, the end result was already there. What you think you can create, what you can imagine to be true for you, is take that to the bank. It's guaranteed. You just have to go through the process of staying consistent on what you're asking for. And no matter what shows up and how it shows up, trust the process. Trust the process. This is what they mean by trusting the process. Trust the process. Trust that even though it looks like a total shit show right now, that what you've been asking for is waiting for you. You just got to get through the traffic jam. You just got to get through the breakup. You just got to get through all of the dismantling of your life, because sometimes it's everything, to get to what you've been asking for. right? That's why, like, when you see my posts, I'll say, how bad do you want it? Because it's there for you. It's always there for you. It's always been there for you. You, my love, just have to continuously keep trusting the process and keep showing up that this is what I want. This is what I desire. This is what I'm going for. This is what I have, right? Not I'm going to have, this is what I have. This is what I have. So, and this is also why, like, having support around you is so important, to have these constant reminders. And the reason why I gave you a story of 2 years ago is because July marks 2 years that I've been fully supported by my coach in a year-long group where I renewed and went for another year. Because, to be honest with you, the first year was all dismantling. It was all the dismantling in my business. And it all had to come apart in order to get to the other side. So the first year, what looked really shitty. It looked really bad. Like I said, I didn't know if my car was going to get, a repoed. I didn't know, what am I ever going to get a freaking client? Like, I didn't know. But now that I look back at it, and this is what's coming up, right? Because my clients are going through this dark night of the soul. Things are fading away. They're going away. Some of my clients, it's like, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's going away at once. And some of it, it's little by little, things are fading away. Things are falling away. And so 2 years ago, that's what I went through with my business. The stuff had to go away. So now when things like this happen, right? Like, I have a group right now and I have some fading away in the group. So now, instead of going into frustration, oh my God, how am I going to get more people in the group? Blah, 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 blah. I go, now this is how I think. I think, I wonder what's coming through that needs this space to come in, right? Curiosity is your golden ticket to having anything and everything you desire. Curiosity. Stay in the curiosity. So when I ask that question, I don't go into, well, it could be this, or well, it could be that. I literally just stay in the curiosity of the question of, interesting. Now that whatever is fading away, I wonder what's trying to come through, right? And of course, the ego is going to try to go, well, it could be this, it could be that. And that's normal. So when those things come up, you just simply go, yeah, it could be that. It could be, I don't know. Could be this, it could be that. Man, this is some golden nuggets right here. This is some golden nuggets, because we all go through this, whether we're talking about relationships, business, health, body, whatever. I also have my friend who's going through a lot of body stuff right now, a lot of body stuff, a lot of health stuff. She's in the hospital, but her mind is calm because she knows that she has to go through this to create the space in order for her to have what she's been asking for. So whatever area in your life that you're focusing on, and it looks like a shit show, and you just cannot figure out what the H is going on, consider this. Consider that this is a possibility that it's all going away to create space so that what you have been asking for and what you desire can come in, right? Think of a child's room. And the room is a mess. I know when I was a kid, our room was 3 girls in one room. Our room was horrible. We had clothes piled up to the windows. We had garbage all over, like papers and homework and books, and just our room was just like, so even us who slept in the room, even when we walked in, it was like the energy of like, right? And then once we cleaned it up, once we were like, okay, let's clean this up. Let's just tackle this one corner and let's just clean this one corner, right? This is the process as well. One thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing, right? This is how I taught my son how to clean his room too. Because my son was like me, he was like overwhelmed, so I would say, okay, son, just go in the room and just pick up all your shoes. That's it. Just pick up all your shoes and put your shoes in the closet, put them neatly in the closet. That's it. That's the only task you have to do right now. Shoes. Okay, great. Then he would come to me like, okay, mom, all my shoes are in the closet. Okay, great. So now the next thing you want to do is you want to go and pick up all the paper, the garbage, all the stuff that can go in the garbage, right? Wrappers, whatever. And just go and get that. So you go in the room and you focus on one thing and you just pick up the garbage, the wrappers, anything that can go in the garbage, put it in the garbage. Now you've tackled another thing. Same process. Okay. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope I'm going to put this on YouTube because this is really good. This was a lot of golden nuggets here. Does anybody have any questions or anything you'd like to share before I end? I'm looking and I don't see comments, but this happened before and there was a lot of comments. It says no comments yet. All right. So I'm going to sign off. Thanks for showing up every Tuesday at 12. If you're on my email list, you get the emails for reminders every Tuesday at 12. I'm here supporting you, loving you, giving you golden nuggets like we shared today. Okay. Oh, Elise, what do you got? What question do you have?
Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome.
There was mention of your husband and with the job, and it was I wasn't sure whether he was the job fell off. Was he having difficulty there, or before it fell through? Because he wanted certain things, and
right.
was that one of something that he wanted?
Yes, he wanted the time freedom. And he just, just like with any job, there's asshole bosses, there's, people, there's things. So
Yeah. And he wanted that one. He wanted to keep that one. He wanted that one, but he wanted time.
Right. But he kept asking for what he was asking for. So it had to go. It had to leave. And it did not show up the way that he wanted it to. Not even close to what and this is the thing. This is why I always say, like, what the universe can provide for us or give to us is far beyond what our minds can ever conjure up, ever. So this is also part of trusting the process.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is. It's a process. It's getting used to, and this is all of the mindset shifts that happen, right? Because me too, when things are showing up in a way that I'm like, what's happening? Why are all, people leaving and this and that? I used to go into frustration. I used to go into scarcity. I used to be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And now, because I continuously work on myself every single day, now I'm able to pivot out of frustration, out of fear, out of scarcity, and into pure curiosity and say, okay, I wonder what's showing up, what's going to show up when all of this is gone. I wonder
were you able to regulate your emotions when you were a child? Were you okay with that?
No, not when I was a child. Not when I was a child. No.
There was some deep emotions, some big emotions and stuff like that.
I'm going to be 53 next month. I'm just getting there. I'm just now I'm able to regulate my emotions and pivot out of the frustration, the fear, and the scarcity into curiosity. Because the thing is the universe always has your back. The universe always, always, always has your back. Good things are waiting for you. Good that God wants you to have a happy, prosperous, loving, fun life.
They have to be.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, it's like we will step out of it like Kazoo. Remember the little guy Kazoo? And I forget what the movie show was. He popped it in out of nowhere. I forget what it was. Some 70s show.
Mhm.
Little Kazoo. You know, I mean, yeah, we find ourselves within this bubble of what's happening. You know, and it's really
Mhm.
not true. The whole thing
Right,
is not true. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
right, right. And so this is you. So it's always like they say, keep your eye
Yeah.
on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize.
You
Keep your
got to
eye
be
on
able
the
to
prize.
focus.
Right. Even
Focusing,
when it looks like a
focus,
mess. Yeah.
focus.
Hmm.
It's hard. It's so
Hmm.
hard to focus, but it's no,
Well,
it's
that's
the
why
story I'm
having,
telling myself. I know it.
right.
So,
Well, that's why having the support around you, you, everybody, that's why that's so important to have people around you, like-minded, who are giving you the reminders and supporting you and loving you and helping you through the next transition. It's so important. And that's what I give credit to for my business, is being in my group for 2 years now, working on my business and having that. So when things didn't show up, like I said, in the first year, when everything was dismantling and I was like freaking out, in frustration, in scarcity, in lack, to have those people around me to constantly pull me back to what's real, pull me back to what's possible, pull me back, giving you the reminders, supporting you, loving you. It's a game changer. It's 100% a game changer. Does that make sense? You're on mute. I don't know if you know you're on mute.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. You got to just keep going. All there for you. All for you. All right. Anything else before we shut down today? Let me pop in over here. Okay. All right, my loves. We're good. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the engagement. And I'll see you next Tuesday on the Tuesday Lunch Lessons, How to Spot a Narcissist. And as always, my offer to you, to everybody who's watching, is I'm going to leave the link below. It's my Life After Narcissism membership. And this is a membership where everything that I just shared with you, you get the accountability, you get you get healing sessions, you get the support, you get the love, you get to be surrounded by people who are constantly gently pushing you towards what your goal is. All right. And so I'll leave the link below. You can check out all the details of the membership. We have a membership area. So no matter where you're at in life, it's there for you. So I have it separate for those of you who are in the relationship and want to get out of the relationship. There's that whole piece for you. So once you log in, you're going to see 2 categories. So there's that for you. And then for the ones who just want to create a life after narcissism, there's that for you. So I'll leave the link below for you to check out all the details. And if you have any questions, as always, you can message me, email me, ask questions and about the membership. And all right, I love you. Have a great Tuesday. Bye.
Thank you. Peace.